There's no emotion on my face right now.
Baby, come here. Give me a kiss.
What the? Babe,
Who was that you was talking to, that girl?
babe, that's just my mom.
Your mom?
Yes.
Oh, that is your mama, ain't
I
it?
told you, baby. I told you.
That's crazy.
Okay, can you okay, baby.
So loyal.
Yeah.
Go ahead.
Okay.
I think I'm in love, say it way too often. I can't play these games, think I'm switching up the offense. See me in LA, I be moving cautious. I can't feel no pain, rolling up, I'm so exhausted. I be so exhausted, whoa.
My name's Tyler, and I flame emoji girls' Instagram stories. The scariest part of DMing a girl is the threat of getting rejected. But with the flame emoji, I don't have to worry about that, because I can say I wasn't flirting with you, and my ego's protected. It all started when I saw Jessica's story. She looked hot, but I couldn't think of anything to say. But I also couldn't let it go without saying anything. And that's when I decided to hit her with the flame emoji. I hit girls with the flame emoji every chance I get. I can't stop.
If you or someone you know is struggling with an addiction to the flame emoji, you are not alone.
So now you have people thinking they can have it all when they're average. Hearing these women saying, I couldn't date a guy making $50,000. Like, that's an insult. Like, half of the men in this country make $50,000. That's the median income. So I'm like, so what are we ultimately saying to people? That the only way you're worth anything is if you're over here. Okay, well, are you planning on sharing these guys? I mean, what are you planning on doing? Right. When a woman says, I'm strong, independent, don't need a man, I need this, I'm like, she can be direct like she wants to, but if you do it, you're demanding, you're this, and I'm like, well, like you weren't here.
For a shot, can you call your ex and tell him you miss him?
No.
Why?
Absolutely not of that either.
Why?
No, no.
I didn't ask you, though.
Hey, you're Leonardo Fournette. Tampa Bay?
What are you doing?
Hey, Tampa Bay?
You a lawyer. What are you talking about?
Tampa Bay? Hey,
No,
Leonardo
you gotta
Fournette.
know.
Leonardo
You're a
Fournette?
lawyer? What?
Leonardo Fournette? That's
What are
you?
y'all fucking talking about?
What are you doing that? Definitely you. Yeah,
No.
that's you.
That's not me.
Leonardo Fournette.
No.
Tampa Bay.
So she finna call this dude over here and make her go get some. Tell me if he a simp or not. Call him.
Sunny! Can you go get me ice real quick?
Right here.
Can you please come here? Alright, bitch, put my money on.
What's the craziest thing you've done to get out of like a girl asking you out?
I know, homie, in middle school, this girl had a fat crush on him. She was bold. She went up to him, she was like, hey, I think you're really cute, and like, I want you to be my next boyfriend. Like, do you want to go out? He panicked, so he was like, no, I'm gay. And she was like, oh, I didn't know, I'm so sorry. He was like, it's okay, I came out like 2 days ago. And she was just like, oh, well, that's so good of you. And he was like, thanks. And this fool came up to us like red as fuck. He's like, dude, I fucked up. What the fuck did you do? He was like, I told her I was gay. And I was like, what the fuck? Out of all things you could have said, like, you could have said no. You could have said, I'm dating somebody or like something.
I'm talking to somebody.
I'm talking to somebody.
I actually did that one time.
He did do that shit.
So these group of girls came up and they walk up to me. They're like, oh my God, you're so cute. Can I get your Instagram and shit like that, blah, blah, blah. I was playing like a bullshit. I was like, I'm sorry, I'm gay. I'm actually gay right now.
One, I was never going to let anyone see that they got to me.
And two?
If the world's only going to see...
The world is finally healing. Rusty men are finally losing. What am I talking?
What are you talking about? Excellent question, because I have no idea either. I could go the long route and explain to you and break it down piece by piece why that article is completely wrong and why it actually doesn't make any sense, but I won't do that for two reasons. One, plenty of other people have done it in a much better way than I can. And two, you wouldn't listen anyway. So all I'm going to say is, if you want to go search out that article and read it out, I have one thing. That article is the textbook definition of anecdotal. It doesn't mean a damn thing. Cheers.
Entitled woman tries to get family evicted and it backfires. My boyfriend just told me this story and I thought it belonged here. When he was 14, he was living with his mom and sister on a housing estate. It was summer and he liked a bit of light in his upstairs bedroom, so he left the curtains open at all times. That included when he was getting dressed and after having a shower, so if you purposefully stared at his window you could only see him from his waist up. Well, their neighbor did not like that one bit. She went pounding on their door, yelling at my mill that her son was a disgrace, hanging around always naked and exposing himself to her daughter, same age as him. My mill told her he had every right to do whatever he wanted in his bedroom and that if they didn't want to see him all they needed to do was not to look. A couple of days went by and lo and behold, the police showed up at their door. Turned out the neighbor had been filming and taking pictures of my boyfriend to show to the housing people as evidence of his wrongdoing to get them kicked out. Except that the housing office called the police on her for taking pictures and videos of an underage kid and kicked her and her family out.
Do something. You can't get lazy. All you do is just make up your mind that you're gonna do something. The key to life is your attitude. Make sure you're doing what you want to do.
Remember, she said she make better pancakes.
Your pancakes suck.
I've made pancakes that look better.
Yanni, are you forgetting they've seen your pancake?
You think this oh, she got humbled.
She had to rip the whole bottom. Man, come on, man.
Je m'appelle man, Ben's got gal at 10 from Paddy, I can't come fast.
And to make it worse, he was just a monkey.
You know what's funny? The people who hate on Jordan Peterson and call him a pseudo-intellectual are the same people who base all their thoughts and opinions on viral tweets and article headlines. The PhD-holding professor with over 18,000 citations and 100 published papers and books is a pseudo-intellectual?
Yeah. I said I feel invisible.
You broke my new iPhone.
That is not an iPhone.
You startled me when you sped by and I dropped it. You have to buy me a new one.
No, I'm not going to do that. What are you doing?
You ran me over.
I'm literally parked and I have you on camera.
Chance.
No. I literally told you last time you're ugly. Like, I don't fuck with you. I don't want you.
Okay, I'm sorry.
No, I said no last time.
I'm sorry. I just thought I'd try with a different approach.
And it didn't work.
I was wondering if I can get your Snapchat.
No.
Is there a reason? Just.
No offense. I'm only into like blonde chicks, to be honest.
But I mean, I used to be blonde.
But you're not blind. You see, that's the problem.
Okay, well.
You kind of look like Miss Piglet from the Muppets. I'm sorry.
You ain't ever activate a Bankai, wake Kumundo, then reap the man's soul. Or put holes in chests like hollows, like Ichigo, then bleach Marambo. My Zampato's got a mind of its own. My Zangetsu love gets